So the first and a really important factor when it comes to being able to travel more with a full-time job is utilising your weekends. So for the purposes of this video, I'm kind of assuming the majority of people here are going to be working a 9 till 5. Now that's to say, this doesn't mean it's only going to work for people who do work those schedules, but ideally you would have that kind of 2 days consecutively off for this to work. Now if you normally have Saturday and Sunday off, which a lot of people do, a lot of people don't take the opportunity to actually use those 2 days to be able to spend time going on vacation, holiday, whatever you like to call it. Especially if you finish early on a Friday afternoon. Of course you get your normal holiday allowance throughout most jobs, and you can use that to get a week off here and there to plan some big trips, but realistically you're only going to get maybe 1, 2 at most. So utilising these weekends means you could essentially travel 50 times in a year. Of course that's very unlikely and your bank account will probably be very angry about it. But the point is you have loads of opportunity. You could leave on Friday just after work, and you could even come back as late as Monday morning super early if you wanted to. If you don't have to be in the office till 9 o'clock. But generically, Friday to Sunday evening is a really good shout. So you can save your work's holiday days for a bigger trip. Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you found that first hack really useful. But make sure you stick around because I'm going to be sharing 5 super easy hacks to be able to travel more with a full-time job. So I'd also just like to say I completely understand that people's circumstances are very different, and that for some people traveling so many times a year just isn't financially doable, or you might have dogs, kids, responsibilities. So I've tried to make sure that these hacks are as budget friendly as possible, and these hacks have taken into consideration those things. So hack number 2 is actually making your trips cheaper. Now I guess by you clicking this video you're looking to travel more often throughout the year. So this won't come as a shock when I say you're probably not going to be able to do 10 holidays, all 10 holidays being all-inclusive resort, super expensive activities, whining and dining every night. The whole point is that you can get out more frequently and enjoy traveling to more destinations. But to do that, you're going to have to find some corners to cut to save some money to be able to do the trips. You can do that by booking direct with flight companies, because booking for agents, there's normally fees involved that make you end up paying more. To do that, you can go to the company pages directly, like Ryanair, EasyJet, etc, etc. We normally book through Ryanair, but you can also use things like Skyscanner and Google Flights, which are 2 really helpful ways to be able to look for different flights and compare prices from over the web. Ryanair even has this cool feature where you can click any destination and you can see a load of destinations where you can go on certain dates that you pick, which means you can be more spontaneous. In terms of accommodation, I could not recommend Airbnb anymore. They normally have amazing places to stay at really good price points. We almost always use Airbnb because it seems so much cheaper than hotels, and I just prefer how a lot of the houses look. You can also avoid parking your car at the airport. I've seen some of the prices for parking cars for 2 or 3 days, and it really does add up. So if you can, get a friend or family to drop you off, or even perhaps try getting the train. And lastly, avoid eating out as much as possible. I know that when you're on holiday you don't want to cook, and it's like the whole point is that you're relaxing, but maybe limit how much you eat out to a smaller amount, or 1 or 2 nights. If you're only there for the weekend, if you just do 1 grocery shop on the Friday afternoon or Saturday morning with some super simple bits, you'll be able to save tons of money on food. And finally, utilize free activities. When you go somewhere, you don't always have to go to the big touristy expensive hotspot activities. There's tons of things online telling you all of these free or nearly free activities to do, and some of them tend to be the best. Hack number 3 is about bank holidays, also known as national holidays. Bank holidays are such a hack when it comes to traveling. If you look throughout the year and find different dates with different bank holidays, and you try and book your weekend trips around those dates, you end up getting a free day. So instead of traveling Friday to Sunday or really early Monday morning, you can stay all the way through to Monday evening or early Tuesday morning. There's quite a few of them throughout the year, so it's definitely worth booking your holidays around those. Wouldn't say no to a free day. So the next hack is utilizing staycations. Now you're probably thinking, oh, I've been around here, I've seen everything. But have you ever considered that people fly to your country from all over the world? Have you seen everything? At least in the UK, and it might not seem it, but there are so many beautiful things to see and places to go. And I even shock myself to this day Googling things that I didn't even know were 20 minutes drive from my house. They're also cheaper because you're not traveling so far. You save yourself on flight time. They're also safer because if you've got a flight on a Sunday evening, there's obviously that risk that it could get cancelled and you miss work the next day. You can also pack all of your own food if you're driving. And overall, I think they're really underrated. It seems like they're becoming a bit trendy and more popular this year with the cost of living crisis going up. So it's definitely worth seeing what you've got around you and enjoying our beautiful countries. So next we have work trips. And if you're lucky to get work trips, that's absolutely amazing. Some companies offer the ability to go abroad to do work in different places. And if you are fortunate enough to have this, you can always add on a day before or a day after to utilize more time for your trip. If your company doesn't do it or you're not sure, it would never hurt in asking. You'd be surprised what you can get. If you can convince your boss that you can do just as much work finding a lead somewhere else in a different country or whatever job you might do. You never know, they might even send you over there. And that leads us nicely onto our next hack, which is remote work. In 2024, the popularity of remote work is becoming super popular. People are no longer having to go into the office and they're working from their pajamas at home. Does your job offer any remote work? Does it mean that you only work for a 5-hour period of the day? Is it possible that you could go fly somewhere, go on holiday, spend those 5 hours working or 8 hours working or 12 hours working and then go and enjoy the rest of the day? And as an extra little tip, maybe take your remote days on Friday or Monday so that you can get off your trip, get off work earlier, or have a bit more flexibility when it comes to booking flight dates. Again, it's definitely just worth asking your boss. It might even be more cost effective for them for you to work from home a couple days a week, or all the week maybe. That would make it even better. Now, if you take into account any of these points and try and use them when it comes to booking, I'm certain that you'll be able to travel so much more throughout the year while still keeping your full-time job. A lot of people are doing it, and you're only a quick Google search away from seeing loads of people that are doing what you want to do, and it's entirely possible. So now, armed with this information, you can go off and make sure that you're living your best life and traveling around the world, and you don't have to quit your job.